Hey, welcome to this week's episode of the Mike Muldoon podcast. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to be honest. I missed, this is the first time I've ever missed a deadline. I did not release Friday morning. I'm releasing Friday evening. A lot of things going on in the Muldoon household. A lot of things, good stuff, exciting stuff. Stuff that forces me to, once again, jump out of my comfort zone. But obviously we always grow from that. So it's good stuff. And I'll keep you posted as we're going along here. But today I want to talk about, I was running this by somebody. I said, so what's your podcast on today? I said, we're going to talk about existential concerns. And they were just like, wait, what? And you're all probably thinking that too. But listen, I want to talk to you about it because, what an existential concern is, it basically revolves around the fundamental questions of existence, right? Who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? I mean, these are questions that often arise during, moments of significant change. I can tell you that right now, what's going on in my world. That's probably why I came with the episode, so it comes during significant change or personal crisis. And it really causes a deep sense of, let's be honest, anxiety and uncertainty, right? Because it's in a world that's constantly evolving. It's normal to feel lost or overwhelmed, by these thoughts. And when your life, like mine, like my wife and I, we just have never been normal about things. So many people, they meet, they get married, they buy a house, they stay in a house, they raise their kids in a house, and maybe they move to another house, they stay in their careers, maybe move careers, whatever. But there's always just this sort of one trajectory, and my wife and I will just pivot. We've always come out better for it, but it's a lot sometimes. So anyway, just again, an existential concerns can also cause existential anxiety. Existential anxiety, it can manifest itself in various ways, including feelings of emptiness, fear, death, and sense of meaningless. This type of anxiety, it kind of different from everyday stressors if you go through them because it touches on the core aspects of being and our place in the universe. It's that kind of anxiety that makes us question the very fabric of our lives. Now, while we have these existential concerns and they can be daunting, they also offer an opportunity for profound growth. What I want to do is I was going through a list of different strategies and different questions and different ways to sort of navigate through this to kind of find some sense and meaning and purpose if you're somebody who's kind of feeling this way. Because I feel like that's what's going on. There's a lot of people who've, I don't want to say spiritually awakened, but are really wondering what is it all about? Is life just about getting up, having a job, paying your mortgage, and being done with it? Looking forward to your vacations, looking forward to weekends. What is my purpose? What is my place in this world? And I think as you get older, if you're a young person, you don't really concern yourself with this. But I can tell you myself, as I've gotten older, these questions are more important to me. So I have to remind myself sometimes to slow down, don't freak out. Let's release the anxiety a bit, and let's think about a few things. And one of the ways that I kind of try to cope with it for myself is, embracing this journey, right? Understanding that seeking meaning is a journey. It's not a destination, and it's okay to not have all the answers, but I have to allow myself the freedom to explore and sort of evolve without the pressure of finding an immediate solution, right? Again, what they always say, it's not about the finish line, right? It's all about the journey. Then from there, it's more like reflecting on my values. What are my core values? What matters most to me? And then sometimes it's trying to figure out how do I align those actions with my values that can provide more of a sense of purpose and direction in my life. So, for me, a big thing is family. So a lot of decisions that I try to make are how does it not impact my family, or how does it impact my family for a good thing? Even looking at career choices or opportunities that come up, because to me, family is the most important thing. I like being around my family. I'm a bit of a homebody, And then when that train starts going crazy and I start going wild and going down, I got to remember mindfulness, right? Everything I talk about, probably most of the podcasts that I talk about, it's really mindfulness. It goes back to that Mark Twain quote, I've suffered many great tragedies in my life, some of which have actually happened And it's true. We spend so much time concerned about focusing on things in the future, and that never really come to light, but they cause us so much pain and so much anxiety in the current moment. And my wife's always saying to me, Michael, we've made so many jumps and so many pivots, and we've always come out better for it. I don't even know why you even worry anymore. And she's right. But again, sometimes I go, but it can't always be that way. At some point, I'm going to draw the Joker, but she's right, So it's good, a part of this whole thing too is, and I guess another way of dealing with is having really good connections, because of, having that connection, especially with my wife, really does alleviate feelings of, isolation, I guess. And, she helps me feel like I have a real sense of belonging. So I guess, with friends and family, if you share your thoughts and experiences with friends, people, they become more of a support group, and can really, it's incredibly therapeutic, to talk about emotions. The good thing is nowadays we're finding more and more that it's okay, especially for men. There was a long time where, men were told, hold in your emotions. Now, I'm not saying, we should cry out our emotions all day long, but what I am saying is that it's okay to talk about like, hey man, I'm having a problem, or I'm struggling through this right now. And it's okay. And it's accepted, So if you're somebody who's having this right now, if you're having this sort of existential crisis about who you are and where you belong and what is the greater meaning of your existence, remember that these existential concerns, they're just a natural part of the human experience. I mean, they push us to question and explore and ultimately grow. And if you're going through this, it's because you're looking for some sort of change. You're just not happy, just settling. You're not somebody who is just existing in the world. You're really trying to live in it. So kind of embrace that question, and as opportunities maybe present themselves, you might get a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, because when you start embracing these questions and you start opening your eyes and looking around, different things might start presenting themselves to you. And I know it's tough because in today's world, it is so fast paced, and often chaotic. It's essential that we take time for self-reflection, obviously for self-care, as I often talk about. See, by doing so, you can really navigate these existential concerns but I guess the word I'm looking for is maybe grace, and find a path that really resonates with your true self. All right. So if you're somebody out there right now and you're having one of these, existential concerns and you're feeling lost in the world, just take an opportunity to realize, hey, you're not alone. It's a good thing, because it means you're questioning. Like I say, life is always about living. It's not about existing. Too many people just exist. Yes, they're breathing. Yes, they're eating. Yes, they're walking around. Yes, they're out mowing their lawns. Yes, they're driving cars and going places, but they're not living. They're just going through the motions, and their thoughts are somewhere else. And some people, they're not even consciously aware of what they're doing. They're just going through it through, subconscious programming. And some people just succumb and say, you know what, this is life. This is all it's ever meant to be. And this is all I'm ever going to be. And they just accept. But if you're somebody going through one of these right now, it's because you really want more for your life. You really want to live. You don't want to just exist in it. You really want to maximize your time here. All right, all. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm about, I hate being late. Man, it's probably all right, I'm about a half a day late. It's still Friday, though. It's still Friday. But thank you so much for being with me, as always. We're going to Memorial Weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Be safe out there. And as always, I got nothing but love for you.